Schaefer, and today I'll be talking to you about the potential economic benefits of legal marijuana in the United States. Back in the 2008 recession, everyone knows about it. Our generation lived through it. It's still a big deal, and there's still many remnants of the recession in many states and populations today. It all started when banks realized they were losing money on mortgage defaults, and they decided to prime the economy with more money and to try to drive the prices of the housing up and promote more spending throughout the population. And this eventually caused inflation and the housing bubbles, as we call them today. When these bubbles burst, the banks began closing all over the United States and parts of Europe, and the homeowners began spending less, and some of them even faced foreclosure. This was a big deal for our family. I remember coming home from school one day talking to my dad, and he was just going on about how our house dropped 30% in market value over the last 3 years, and how that was a big deal because we were trying to sell our house and move into a bigger house because I had another sibling on the way, and that took a big toll on them and a big toll on me, and I'm sure many other families felt the same way throughout the 2008 recession. Time magazine even did an article on it. The title was "How Can We Get Out of This Mess?" And the solution I came up with that, because there's still many remnants in our society today, would be legal marijuana. Although there's a couple things blocking that. It's the perception and the stereotypes associated with marijuana. Laziness and greed, they all come from a past of crime, but now that states are legalizing it, such as Colorado, Oregon, Washington, and Washington, D.C., legalizing marijuana, it's becoming a more mainstream thing. And as you can see with the cultural swing from 1969 to 2015, 12% of the population was for the legalization of marijuana in 1969, and in 2015 it jumped all the way up to 58%, and more people are accepting it. It's becoming a widely normal substance, and many new states are taking that into account to reap the economic benefits. Even the Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau, was quoted as saying that Canada could be a cannabis as France is to wine, reflecting on the economic benefits it could have for the people and the government of Canada. And here you can see the states in red are still showing severe signs of the recession, even though it's 2017 now, and large states. But the one state that is above all that and is on to great expansion past a recession is Colorado, who legalized the use of recreational marijuana in 2014 with the Amendment 64 to the Colorado Constitution. Tax revenue is also a big pushing factor in legislators and politicians, and $5.8 billion of tax revenue just from marijuana sales in 2015 spurred a lot of public works projects like roads and public schools. That really gives the money from the marijuana industry back to the people and out of the hands of criminals like it was before. Another driving factor for the actual communities and populations of the everyday American is the green jobs growing out of the marijuana industry. As you can see here in Colorado, in 2015 there were 23,000 full-time jobs, specifically in the marijuana industry, that weren't there before. Some of these jobs are growers, reviewers, retailers, lab technicians, and all of these economic benefits helped Colorado enjoy a 6% unemployment rate, which was the lowest in 2015 out of all the states. And these economic benefits of legal marijuana are providing more freedom and more money to the population and the governments of the United States. But the legal marijuana industry, only legal in 3 states and the capital of our country, is still a seedling, and as more legislators realize the actual potential, it'll grow into something that all citizens and governments, whether state or federal level, can reap the benefits.